All right, so I'm actually on Niri right now, but I'm going to do a fresh CachyOS install in a virtual machine and then show you the steps on how to install Niri, and then we'll go over to Niri and I'll show you some of the features of Niri. So here we go. So download the desktop edition. I'm going to go direct. So we're downloading it now. It's going to be the CachyOS Desktop Linux ISO. All right, it is downloaded. So I'm going to start a new virtual machine. We're going to search for the ISO here. Browse local. And there it is, CachyOS ISO. Open that. We're going to call this just generic Linux. Yes. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just give it some RAM, and some CPUs here, so this doesn't take forever. 25 gigabytes, that's all I need. Forward, we're gonna call this CachyOS to Niri, and finish. Boom, here we go. Make this full screen. So we're going to go through this as if you're going to download CachyOS, install it, and you have KDE Plasma installed already. So we're going to choose KDE Plasma as the desktop environment because I want to show how we can go from having CachyOS with KDE Plasma to Niri with Noctalia. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and launch the installer. Choose language, choose time zone, choose keyboard. We're gonna do Limine or Limini. We're gonna erase the entire disk. So this is how you would install CachyOS normally. We're gonna go Plasma Desktop. So this is as if you had already installed the Plasma Desktop. Yep, this is great. Just gonna call it Linux Beanie. Go ahead and go and hit install now. All right, that took about 10 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and hit restart now and done. And it's gonna restart. Boom, here we are. Hit CachyOS and here we are. So we're gonna put our password in here. Log into KDE Plasma. And here we are in KDE Plasma. First things first, go to the console. Probably has alacrity, but whatever. So we're gonna update our system with sudo pacman, capital S, lowercase y, u. Nothing to do, it's fully updated. It's a brand new ISO. So now this is how we're gonna install Niri with Noctalia. It's gonna be sudo pacman dash capital S, CachyOS dash Niri dash Noctalia. All right, so for this one, we're gonna go ahead and hit 1 and enter. For this one, we're also gonna go ahead and hit 1 and enter. And this one, we're gonna go ahead and hit yes and enter. And then yes and enter again, and it will download Noctalia and Niri. All right, now once that's done, you can go ahead and exit out of that. And you're going to go ahead and log out here, log out. And then down here, you'll see desktop session, Plasma Wayland. You're gonna click on Niri, put your password in, and then we will go into Niri with Noctalia and I'll show you some of the features of that. All right, so here we are in Niri. This is the window manager, the scrolling window manager that everyone's talking about right now. So I have just recently gone from CachyOS with KDE Plasma. I downloaded Niri with the Noctalia shell, and this is basically what Niri looks like. Now, the config files for Niri live in the config folder /Niri, and it's the config.kdl file. Now the config.kdl file here, I'll open it up for you, has all of the configs. And here you're gonna set what your keyboard does, how the mouse acts, the blurring of windows, their borders, and your monitors. So I set up my monitors here. I have dual monitors. They were not set up. It was a little bit of a process to set them up, but I figured it out. I just basically asked Google a bunch of questions and I got all the right answers. The KDE file isn't crazy complicated. I think Hyperland's a little more convoluted, I guess. I guess the config file in Hyperland's a little more convoluted. This was pretty straightforward too. Super easy to get into and look at, and they have a bunch of things you can uncomment and it tells you exactly what they will do here. So I have it basically set up so that I have a config file that makes my KDE terminal transparent, but now I've changed it so where I move my mouse, moves the focus of the mouse. So you can see the focus change here. I haven't quite figured out how to make individual windows more transparent and blurry, but I'm working on that right now. So this is really cool. So if you open up another, let's say another window, let's open up Dolphin here, and you see it goes to the right, and then you can scroll to the right and the left of your active windows, and it will scroll like infinitely to the left and the right. And then you can page up and page down, and you have different workspaces here. So I've got my monitor on the right with OBS open and some notes, and the monitor on the left, and it's not changing when I change the monitor on the left at all, which is super cool for workflow. It's more of a keyboard based workflow than a mouse based workflow like KDE Plasma is. I'm gonna give it a shot for a while and see how it runs for my workflow. I kind of like it so far. I like it how one window can just stay the same while I change workspaces and do different things on the other window. Let's take a look at the Keybind cheat sheet. Now that's set up as shift mod key /, and this will give you all of the keybinds that come with it. And you can actually set these too in the config file. There's a couple of these that I actually set. And if you just follow the nomenclature of the ones that have been set before, you will be able to figure out how to set them. But it's really nice to have the cheat sheet. So that's going to be shift mod key /. You could change it to anything that you wanted to, but this will give you all of the key bindings that come with Niri. And since it is a keyboard based window management system, as opposed to like a tiling or a floating mouse based one, it's really nice to know these keybinds and kind of just have this cheat sheet come up when you need it. The cool thing about the wallpaper changer is that I have it set to change my wallpaper every 5 minutes, and it's also set so that the color scheme of the windows will match the wallpaper. You can get into your launcher. I've made that mod space. It comes as mod D, but I couldn't get mod D to work. So I'll just type in wallpaper here and then go down to wallpaper selector. And this will actually take me to the general settings menu anyway. And here you can change your wallpaper. You can select it here. You can have the position change. So choose where the wallpaper selector and the panel appears. So I have it changed randomly every 5 minutes. Here you can change the look of it. So the crop and then the fill color behind the wallpaper. These are the transition types you'll see as the wallpaper changes. You can skip the wallpaper animation when the shell starts. I'm going to turn that on because it kind of lags a little bit, and then you see the wallpaper come on. The duration of transition animations in seconds, I like 1.5 seconds. That's not bad. And this softens transition edge, applies a soft feathered effect to the edge of transitions, which is, I don't really notice that, because I'm not really looking at just my wallpaper when it changes anyway. So here is where you'll enable wallpaper management with Noctalia. I believe it comes on as it is. And this is the general settings menu here. Here you can change your profile picture. You can change your default fonts, font sizes. There's a setup wizard, which is really convenient. This messes with your user interface. So you can blur areas behind panels, use drop shadows, outlines of containers, tooltips. This is the interface scaling, the container radius, the input radius. This is the color scheme here. I use wallpaper colors. This is the one you click on if you want your wallpaper colors to reflect in the color scheme. And then you have the bar. This, you can change the bar up here, its position, widget spacing, the padding of the content. Lots of different options here, and it's really easy to use. You can position where the dock is, the opacity of the dock size. Here's desktop widgets as well. I don't have any enabled right now, but I could enable some. You can go into edit mode and edit the desktop widgets. Here's the control center, which is also, I believe, up here. You can change its position, its path, some shortcuts here. This is the launcher. You can set how the launcher moves and how the launcher acts. You can have it always be above full screen. You can have it be a list or a grid. You can have it be compact, default, or comfortable density. All kinds of settings here in the launcher. Here you have the notification settings here, what monitors that they will display on. Here you have the on-screen display settings here, lock screen settings here as well. This is the session menu settings. This is the idle management settings. So if you wanted to just turn your screen off, lock your screen, or suspend, this is where you would do that from. This is the audio settings here. You'll set the output volumes, and then there's also the devices. So you can set the output device, you can set the input device. Primary media player. I'm gonna go Haruna because that is the one I use. And this is the visualizer as well. Then you have your display settings here, brightness settings. You have your internet connections here, the region you're at, system settings here. You also have your plugin settings. I'm not sure what hooks are, but you can change the hook settings here. I'm not sure what hooks are. I'll have to look into that. It's set up to use the super or mod key, page up, page down, to go to different workspaces. If there's nothing on a workspace, it won't let you go to a third workspace. But if I put something here, like just say if I opened up Alacrity here, and now there'll be one below that. So these are my different workspaces. Like I said before, if you open up another window, so let's say Firefox, it'll go to the right, and you can press, I've got set up for mod F to maximize it, so full screen it, and then it's still to the right. So everything kind of just appears to the right. You might be able to change what side it appears on, but I don't mind scrolling to the right for the newest window. And then I've got mod Q to close. Arrow keys and mod key are switching back and forth between the two windows there. And like I said, I've got a second display that is just being static. I could change it all separately and exactly the same as I'm changing this display, but it doesn't change as well as this display, which is pretty awesome. Then you have the panel at the top. So this is the standard one. I did not change anything from what Noctalia came with. You have your workspaces here. You can see which workspaces you're at, and then here you have like the highlighted window at the time, the window that's in focus, and then you've got system monitor here. This is your launcher if you don't have a hotkey for it. You've got your date and weather here as well. And then over here you've got the system tray, so this is running. You've got your notifications here, you got your volume controls, so this is like the volume settings area as well, where you can change the output and input devices, and you've got the volumes. You also have brightness controls per monitor here, and then you also have this little guy, which is the control center, I guess, which kind of shows you a bunch of everything, sort of the system monitor, maybe some media that's playing, the weather here, and then you've got your volumes, internet, Bluetooth, wallpaper selector, things like that. I really like the look of this. It's pretty cool. It's got a nice look to it. And then if you want to do the overview, I think, yeah, so mod O brings you out to the overview, so you could look at what's going on all your workspaces and see what's happening. So you can just take a bird's eye view and then boom, click into it. If you want to, you can also go up into the right hand corner, and that does the overview as well. I'm not sure if it goes to the left. I'm not sure if it goes to the, yeah, well, it also goes, I'm hitting the other monitor there, so it's basically the upper left gets you to the overview, and you could scroll between your different workspaces there. I think this looks amazing. I'm really excited to kind of, I hate to say the word, but rice it some more and just customize it so it looks better. I really want to get the blur effect going on so that my windows are more transparent even when they are in focus, because now they kind of fill in all the way when they are in focus. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know in the comments below. Of course, I could just look it up, but if you guys know, just let me know. I've heard that the Niri blur thing has been a long awaited function that people have been waiting for a long time to come to Niri. So I hear it's here. I just need to learn how to use it. All right, well, thank you guys. This has just been a little snippet of Niri and how you can download Niri while running KDE Plasma and run it alongside KDE Plasma, or as well as KDE Plasma on a CachyOS install. Let me know what you guys think of Niri in the comments. Are you guys using Noctalia? Are you using Dank Material Shell? Let me know what kind of shell you're using in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the bell to get notified, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.